let's go wide receivers here. Jamar Chase is fucking animal.
Yeah, he's the best.
I mean, unbelievable performance again. 14 on 18 for 177 and 2 scores. He's always open. I, it's insane. Nico Collins is expensive. He's a great player. This is a spot that I'd be willing to target. I think, by the way, that game could evolve into a shootout. There's something about that game that appeals to me. 47-point total, Miami and Houston inside.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely intrigue on both sides of that game. I think most people will be enamored with St. Brown just because you're getting
Absolutely.
attachment to an incredible game itself. Now
Especially after
Tyreek's
seeing the Bills shootout last week.
definitely so. And Tyreek will be all the guys except AJ Brown are going to be on people's lists.
So what does that mean for you and AJ? By the way, AJ Brown is the squeaky wheel right now in Philly.
He does. I'm certainly interested in AJ Brown this week. I think the good thing is it's not going to have to be an aggressive stand. Like I
You're
don't need
gonna
to
have
go
10%
crazy.
AJ Brown and be 5 times over the field. Seriously.
Yeah, so I probably will. If I had to take one of the normal people, I think I would go probably Tyreek. Uh, you have HN, you have weapons, but Tyreek is still working his way back up, starting to find that end zone. 14 targets. It's low key. Again, his performance got lost on that slate. That would have been game over performance, but it was like the 10th best output last week.
It's a good point. Yeah. By the way, I'll never forget it. Well, it was only a couple of years ago. There was a week where if you didn't have AJ Brown, this is back in 2022, earlier in the year, if you didn't have AJ Brown, you weren't winning anything. And it was against the Steelers. And I still remember he was 4% owned, Ben. This was his first season with the Eagles. It was Hurts' first year starting with the Eagles. Brown had 6 for 156 and 3 against the
He's got that
Steelers.
in him.
And by the way, the Steelers defense was very good at the time. He does have it in him. What would you be comfortable getting on AJ Brown? For what it's worth, he's going to be low owned. I don't care what anybody said. We don't even have to speculate. Like it's a fact. AJ Brown on a day where you have Collins against Miami, Jamar Chase coming off a massive primetime game, Amon-Ra against the Browns or the Bills, Tyreek Hill in a high scoring game, even CeeDee Lamb, I think could be popular. There's no way AJ Brown is above, I'm going to say above 5%. I don't think he will be at all.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
So what would you be comfortable getting there?
Probably like 15-ish, 15 to 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. Healthy, but nothing. I just don't see the need to overhaul because, most likely he's not going to have a game that outscores all those guys.
I think if you got 15%, you'd be well above the field.
I'd agree.
All right, give me, who are you going top tier then?
I'm going Tyreek. I just like the spot for him. I'm just going to keep buying on him.
Totally understand that. I think I'd be with you there. Give me I kind of want to go Nico on the other side. I don't think he'll be that popular either.
No, of the guys, St. Brown, I think will be the most popular and Chase probably following him.
And they're sandwiching him. Give me Nico, 8,100. I like this spot. Mid tier. Devontae Adams coming off a nice game, 100-yard performance. T. Higgins was quiet. Our boy, Cortland Sutton's at 6,600. Screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. I don't even care. 5,900. I still like him this week.
I'll go Cortland Sutton. I like him this week. If I like Knicks, their fates seem certainly tied together. 9 targets last week, 19 over the last 2. He's had 8 or more targets in 6 straight weeks. It's there. It's there for Sutton, and it's going to continue.
Do you think we could go back to Brian Thomas?
I don't. So that was a weird situation last week with him. He had like 0. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
He had like what at halftime, it felt like, right?
Yeah. He had literally 0, and then he finished with double-digit targets. I don't really understand what happened.
He almost finished with double-digit receptions. He had 8 receptions.
Yeah, so I guess you can go right back to him, honestly. 22 targets in the last 2. I don't love the spot. I'd rather play Calvin Ridley, and I'd honestly rather play Jamison Williams. But yeah, you could.
What about Jalen Waddle?
I mean, it'll be confined to Tua stacks,
Agreed.
but yeah, he's just a weapon.
Last one in this range. And of course, we'll have shows all week, guys, and then Ben and I will be back Sunday. What do you make of Flowers here? Is it just prohibitive based on how they run that offense right now?
More yes than no. It's not like he can't be the one to catch the first couple touchdowns, but he has maybe the most likely chance of all the guys we just talked about to have like 6 targets this week.
Yeah. Yeah. While Henry has 25 carries.
Yeah. Like there's just too many neighbors, Ridley, Thomas, even Waddle. Those guys, Harrison, there's too much volume next to him.
I got a good low tier player for you. Adam Thielen.
Okay.
And this is not just like, oh, Adam Thielen's coming off a good game. If you look back on last year, Adam Thielen was the only productive player in that offense in the passing game. He won the Millie for someone in like 3 of the first 5 weeks of the season. That's not an exaggeration. He's back. He's healthy. He made some absurd grabs against the Eagles. Xavier Legette stinks. Maybe he'll be better, but that guy stinks. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson knocked him into another dimension too.
I saw that.
Killed him. And then Legette had a ball that could have won the game for them, and he dropped it. It was a tough catch, but you got to grab it. What I'm getting at there is that how do you not just place all of your faith in Adam Thielen if you're Bryce Young against the Cowboys? Oh, and Overshawn is done for the year with a knee injury, another injury to that defense for Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly emerged as the guy, and you couldn't ask for a better security blanket for Bryce Young. So 54, and it's funny, there's just not that much down here. Like Amari Cooper, but we need to see the personnel. He had 14 targets against the Rams. He just didn't really do that much with them.
He didn't. Yeah. I don't know. I would say if you're talking this cheap, to me, Thielen with back-to-back 99 and 102-yard games, back-to-back double-digit target spots, going up against Dallas where they should be able to move the football, that would be my guy. You have Marvin Harrison. You have Amari Cooper. You might have Kincaid and Coleman back, though, which muddies the water. You have Joshua Palmer, who if McConkey's out, might just be like a necessity against the pass funnel defense. And you have Tim Patrick at 4,300. I'm not sure. Are there any other guys that I'm missing down here that I didn't mention?
Not really. A lot of it, again, is we just don't know. Like Joshua Palmer is going to be a key component of the slate if the news breaks. He's going to be an afterthought for me if all these guys are ruled in. And so we just have to wait and see. I don't anticipate getting crazy with those guys. And Amari Cooper's in that same boat. We need to see who's in for the Bills.